Goff has taken ownership of the offense. Let's Talk Lions. Welcome back to an all-new episode here at Let's Talk Lions. My name is Jay. Jared Goff is taking ownership of the Lions offense. Period. Now I know we're only 1 week into pads being on in training camp. However, Goff's commitment is legit. With Ben Johnson taking over as the OC, both Johnson and Campbell made it clear that they were very open to Goff having more of a hand, having more input in the offense as a whole. And we are seeing that come to life now in training camp. All throughout the spring, Goff spent time prepping on the books side of it, and now seeing him here in training camp, you could tell that that diligence is paying off. Each guy who's had a presser has pretty much been asked about Goff. I don't care if it's Ragnow or Decker or defensive guys, even Tom Kennedy earlier today. Like, they're asking everybody, hey, what are you seeing in Goff? And the consensus is, yeah, things are different. Things are different. And I know, like, sometimes you watch pressers and you're like, okay, these guys are just being nice or they're just saying things to kind of move along the process or the conversation. However, you could tell that when these players are asked about Goff, the things that they're saying are very telling of Goff's confidence and where he is today compared to where he was last year. Last year, we saw a guy who got traded, got handed away like he was nothing from LA here to Detroit. It was a tough time for him as a whole. And you could see that he was shooken. Yeah, you get it. Goff has the confidence. He now has the weapons. I really believe that Goff has a legit shot at bringing the Lions the NFC North within the next 2-3 seasons. Watching Goff throughout training camp, he's putting the ball in a lot of tight spaces that we weren't really seeing him hit as often, as frequently last year, even just during this time. However, you're watching that whether it's DJ Chark or that beauty to Hawkinson. In fact, Tim Twentyman talked about that crosser route, that deep crosser that he threw to St. Brown and snuck it into this spot that he's like, nobody was getting that. Nobody but St. Brown could get their hands on that. And Tracy Walker was the guy covering them, couldn't make it. And it just sounds like truly Goff is taking that progression, that next step forward to where he needs to be in order for the Lions to have a legit shot. I watched Ben Johnson's presser earlier today where he talked about Goff and he talked about the offense as a whole and what they're trying to do to get them prepared. And this is what he said. He said, we've thrown some new concepts at them that we didn't do in the springtime, and he's handled it really well. That is Goff. I know Coach talked about just the offense as a whole, being able to handle pressure, and as the intensity goes up and the heat of the moment of the game goes up, then the heart rate goes down. And I think he kind of is an example for that in the rest of the group because he's done a really nice job just staying steady and he is focused. Really proud of where he's at after a week and a half. And I know you might sit there and say, okay, man, it's only a week and a half. That's not a lot of time. For Jared Goff and seeing where he was last year compared to where he is this year, it is a lot of progression and it's where we need him to be week 1 of training camp, period. Because look, man, there were a few times last year where the Lions needed Goff to put the squad on his back and carry them those extra few yards, carry them those extra few paces. However, Goff just couldn't do it. He just didn't have it. There was something lacking last year, and I really believe a lot of that in the confidence of being shipped away out of LA, like he was nothing. The new scheme, Anthony Lynn and him not clicking, no weapons, an O-line that went down. All in all, there was so much going against him. And so this year, watching him this early already be dialed in, focused, hitting some of these slots, it's very exciting, and this is where we need him to be. Last year, he just wasn't there mentally, and this year, it looks like he is early. Man, I think that there's a lot to say about Goff, and there's a lot of excitement for this 2022 year. If the Lions are to squeak a wild card slot this year, it's going to come down to Goff's performance. His performance is vital. He needs to take those steps forward. With a healthy O-line, with the wide receiver additions that we've made, with the running backs game improving just more and more, Goff doesn't have any excuses. And I think with that healthy O-line and with the wide receivers and with an established run game, Goff will get it done. He will. Our O-line is so good, they can protect. And now with the additions of the wide receivers and DJ Chark on the outside and Amon-Ra St. Brown, I'm just saying that Goff has a legitimate chance of being the first QB in 30 years to lead the Lions to a playoff victory, to a division title. I believe it, 100%. But hey, that's it. That's me just getting excited today. But tomorrow I will be at the Family Fun Day Ford Field extravaganza, watching the boys out on the field. So maybe you'll see me wandering around the corridors. Maybe not, because I'm sneaky. Sounds like I'm going to be sneaking around. I'm not a rogue.